Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures, and today's stream we got another Sunday preview for you and various things like that. So while you're making sure that you have liked and subscribed, let's have a bit of a chit chat, shall we? So how are we today? What is cracking? It is indeed Sunday. We've got Sunday preview coming up, as I just said. I don't know where it is. It should appear in my Discord relatively soon. I do have the feed going directly into my Discord there, so hopefully that will appear. There was a bit of a pre-order yesterday, apparently, for the last in the series, the Seige of Terra, the End and the Death, Volume 3. Went up for pre-order yesterday. Been working on your Dreadnought. I've been working on absolutely nothing miniature-wise. I've got plenty of miniatures like to build, don't get me wrong. There's just a lack of space. If I was to show you this room, for example, it's just full of boxes. So I am trying to carve a little bit of space. That is one of the main things this week. I need to carve a little bit of space so that I can build miniatures and also kind of do a little bit of recording at the same time to do some unboxing videos, because that's all I'm really able to do, like, at the moment. I'm only really able to do some unboxing videos and stuff like that. I'm certainly not set up to really do any building videos. Unfortunately, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to attempt to build a miniature and see how that recording process goes, but we are extremely janky at the moment. The studio is certainly a situation. The architect has been not as in contact as one would like, so that is a potential issue. Hopefully that we're going to get that resolved tomorrow, but we shall see. So you're working on your Dreadnought. I have been, well, I'm not working on anything miniature-wise. I have been working on my website. I don't think I have a command for it. I'm going to press this button. Exclamation mark website. And hopefully the bot will decide to wake up and go, yeah, go and check out https://gloriousminiatures.com. Yeah, it did. So, what have I managed to do? Not a huge amount. I am working on the website. I have activated a sort of plugin for membership on the website. It needs a bit of finessing and work like that, but I've currently got two tiers: a free tier and indeed a membership tier. Basically, because, you know, as you may know, I do stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger, where I play games. And basically, I'm going to be saying, do consider subscribing to my website rather than Twitch or indeed YouTube, because, well, Twitch take over 50%. Well, they take 50% after the initial chunk of money's been taken out for conversion, etc. And as I'm currently not monetized here on YouTube, potentially subscribing to my website would be a way to, you know, help support me. Although at the moment there is literally nothing. There are two issues. There's literally nothing for you to really get for subscribing, and also you can't actually find the membership link. That just takes you to my website as it is. So that's a new project to work on this coming week. I've been working on an about page. I've started working on a commission page, so I will be taking commissions in the future. I've been working on terms and condition page. So these are just words to write and put into the updated website once I get around to sort of making that happen. I just need to copy and paste all the words and hopefully slap in a few pretty pictures, and we're good to go. So, the website is happening. I wish I had a link to... Actually, do I have a link to my... Do I have a link to the sign-up page? Before it wasn't. I mean, it's all a bit of a disaster at the moment. I'm not a web developer. I'm not. As I said before, I'm not really monetized enough. I'm not rolling in the cash money at the moment to sort of pay a developer to do this all for me. So I'm absolutely winging everything, which is a bit exhausting. I got all the SEO. I am going to have to invest in. What I am investing in, basically what I'm taking any Twitch money. I'll be investing that directly into the website. So I will be paying for someone to go through the entire website and do on-page SEO. The amount my brother pays for SEO and advertising every month for his company makes me feel nauseous. So I wish I could spend a tenth of what he spends. He's got his stuff very well organized, thankfully. So I'll be asking him for advice in that respect. So, I'm just really basically mumbling along until that link drops. And then we can have a chat about that. We do have... Do I have anything at all? I'm going to refresh the page. So, as I was saying earlier, a certain book has pre-ordered, gone up for pre-order. If you got it, you're incredibly lucky. I congratulate you, or you're a scalper, in which I don't congratulate you at all. Thankfully, I got back into the hobby after I think the first sort of special edition was dropped. I can't remember. I don't know when the first limited edition was dropped, so I never got into it. I'm certainly not. I don't have any of the previous limited editions. I've been buying the Seige of Terra under paperback. So I'm not invested. However, I am. I would have been absolutely furious. Is probably one word. Having seen all the tweets going out yesterday from certain scalpers, etc. Reno, it is the website is for someone who's not exactly technically minded, like when it comes to web development and WooCommerce and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit of it's rather stressful. It is rather stressful. I've got around about how many we're up to 139 from there. 50 from there. 30 from there. So that's 140, 190, 220 items going into the web store. So that's basically, I've got 220 items. I've got to go through all of them, fill out like descriptions. And the thing is, I don't want to copy and paste it from the store. I will like copy and paste the gist of it, but I'll rewrite it in my own way because copy and pasting it as I understand it, it hurts SEO a little bit. So having something a little bit different is a good way forward. So I got a lot of items to go and do that for. And then the thing is, I won't, when my web store goes live, I will not be going live with 220 items. I'll be going live with, I don't know, maybe 30 or something, the most recent things. And then maybe week by week, I'll add more because a lot of them I got to test and all that kind of stuff when it comes to 3D printing. I got to make sure that I'm putting out decent quality miniatures again before I even consider like just unlocking the floodgates, as it were. So that is that. It's been very busy, and it's keeping me very, very busy and occupied, and I can't wait to be able to get painting again, really. So let me see if I can refresh the page again. No. Well, that's fine. We can wait a little bit. So yesterday was an interesting thing. As I said, I've got nothing invested into the Seige of Terra, like limited editions or indeed hardback books. Not fussed about it from a personal perspective. So I did log into the Games Workshop website at it went sort of the sale like went live at 10 a.m. apparently. I logged in admittedly late, but I wasn't hunting for these things. So I logged in, I think, at 11. I went to Warhammer, was it .com or whatever it is these days, at 11 or 11:30. And I dropped into a queue and there was like 1 minute to wait. I thought, oh, well, happy days. Maybe I'll be able to, I don't have to wait to sort of look at stuff and potentially buy stuff. It was that minute was very strange because after a minute, I looked at the web page again and it said 4 minutes or 2 minutes. I thought that's not right. There must be an error on the website. Lo and behold, there was. Then it became a 15-minute wait. No, 11-minute wait, and then a 15-minute wait. I think it went up to a 39-minute wait at some point. I don't think that number ever truly got up to an hour. However, 3 hours later, I finally got in. So it was a very strange queuing system, which they had brought in to combat scalping and stuff like that, and to hopefully add a little bit of fairness to the situation of trying to get in for not necessarily just these limited editions, but also the sort of army box sets that go on sale. The website was always crashing or whatnot when people try to log in en masse to buy a new item that GW had built up hype for, etc. So the new website had this queuing system. It's definitely not great. It definitely has issues. GW time is wild. Yeah, it is, Reno. Thank you. I certainly hope my 3D prints are cool. I have purchased a bunch of Kickstarters as well, like perpetual licenses. So I don't, even if I was to stop, I have the monthly Patreons for ritual casting and Highland Miniatures. So Highland Miniatures was basically going to be doing old world stuff. So I've got those merchant tiers. So as long as I have the merchant tiers for those, I will be selling them. However, even if I decide at some point to not continue down that route, I do have, 40 items, 30 items, which I have a perpetual license for, which I can always sell. So that is a good thing. I have, having those things are great, even as like for a backstop if some disaster happens and I can't do sort of patrons anymore. I have some backup stuff to still continue selling. Anyway, once the printers are the next nightmare. I've got to eye up a couple of big printers. I'm eyeing up a brand I can't remember the name of, and the Frozen Mighty 8K. I would like the Frozen Mega 8KS, whatever it is. I can't remember, but that's very expensive. Anyway, back to the GW site. Now this wasn't just me. Like many other people were suffering with the queuing experience, and I did see a comment from someone. Now I haven't been able to confirm or deny it, but I did briefly look at it. Someone said that QIDs and links are shareable, which is not a great thing. And they also said yet another fun benefit for botters and scalpers. So those botters which can get in straight away and purchase the majority of the stock or a good chunk of the stock and then resell it on eBay or via private methods. If they're able to share those QIDs between other botters and stuff as well, that is a major issue. Yeah, so that is a definite thing. And I did notice that someone else, I don't want to say names on this live stream, but you can check these things on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. They did a little bit of investigation to see roughly how many had been scalped. They had a look at eBay. A total of, I think, 540 had been sold or are currently up for sale on eBay. So that is 1/5, roughly, very roughly, 1/5 of the 2,500 which had been up for sale initially. So that is a major issue. If 1/5 of the, at least 1/5 of the stock's getting scalped and then sold for 6 or 7 times the amount of the initial cost, that is a major issue. And I mean, if I was in G-Dub's situation, I would be looking at those purchases and refunding them all and somehow getting them back. Maybe and somehow figuring out a decent way of getting those items sold, like up for sale again, but somehow without allowing multiple purchases from people. Yeah, it is insane. I'm very glad that I never got into the limited edition sort of purchases, because I know I could see myself being in that situation and having a massive chat with myself about just not buying from scalpers, even though I might have one book left to go and the scalpers has it at 7 times the price. I would be, or 6 times the price. Definitely an issue, and GW really need to look at it. Like, obviously they can do limited edition books. There's no reason why they shouldn't or couldn't or can't. But there needs to be a better system so that this doesn't happen. But I don't know if they'll ever do that, because like they just see the money coming in, and as long as they see that money coming in and their expenses paid and they're getting a profit, they're not, I don't think they're going to care. However, I'm not GW, so who knows. Now, let me see if this Warhammer community article is here yet. Because this coming Saturday, I've got my Bretonnian box set coming. Now, that's the same day as my brothers appear as well. So I will not be able to do an unboxing video of that. I will do an unboxing. That is the first big unboxing video I'm going to have to record in this house somehow. I fully intend to do it, but I'm going to record that during the following week of the... What's happened here? I've got a notification. Restart to install Windows 11. What? I've already... Okay. I just want to look at the date. There we go, the calendar. So, I'll be getting my Bretonnian box set of the Old World on the 20th. I'll be recording an unboxing video the week of the 22nd and hopefully uploading it sometime. By the way, smashing that like button is a great thing. If you are watching this video either live or indeed as a video separately from now, it's a great help smashing that like button and indeed subscribing. We are trying to trundle towards 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so if you can do that, that's a fantastic thing. And let me just refresh the page for what seems like the 25th time since I started streaming today. The bot walk-on feed. Here we go. Deathwing Assault. It's strange that it ended up in my Discord before it ended up on the Warhammer page. That is a strange thing. Now, let me get... I don't know if... Hold on, let me just check one thing. In-game. Why is it... It's looking at the spreadsheet. It's looking at a spreadsheet rather than... like all of the... It's looking at a spreadsheet. Let me see if I can... web page. WinCap. This is... Top. Okay. Okay, I've got it. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go from just chatting. Get out of studio mode. Let's go to in-game. Hey, there we go. Sunday Preview, the Deathwing Assault. Now. Here we go. 14th of January 2024. Let's get into it, finally, after we've had our little natter. So, hello and welcome, folks. My name is Glorious Badger, and welcome to another Sunday Preview. On the 14th of January 2024, we've got the Sunday Preview, the Deathwing Assault. Clad in bone-white tactical dreadnought armor and limbering up in the teleportarium, the Deathwing are the star of this week's Sunday Preview, and they're arriving just in time for a crusade in their Pariah Nexus. Then, there are Legions Imperialis transfers, Black Library books, and new mystery pin sets. Hey, alright then. Okay, so, let us... Hold on. One thing. Stuck in top chat mode, which I hate. Utterly hate top chat mode. Okay, let's scroll down. So, Deathwing Assault. Here it is. It is a box set with many Terminators, many Dark Angels. Is anyone remotely interested in this? That is a question. The webpage is very low res. You might be right, because I did... Why... Why would it be doing that? I have a... I have a sneaky... Hold on, let me just go to the face. Let me go to studio mode. I've got WinCap, so that is full resolution. Fine. I think I have a... Let me just go like this. This is so janky now. Let me just... Okay, hold on. Let's delete this scene. Remove. I said remove. Yes, I want to remove it. Okay, hold on. This is absolutely terrible. I did wonder that the other day, actually. Like I said on another stream over on YouTube, over on Twitch, I'm very tempted to redo this, like my... I'm very tempted to redo this entire layout because it's so janky. Okay, let me just do... Studio mode. Okay, let's try this again. This is going to look terrible. It's going to look even worse, but... like I said, this might be... to me, the resolution does look better. However, I'm going to have to just do that. Because I think before I'd shrunk it down a little bit. That seems better to me. That seems better. Anyway, like I was saying, I've got to sort out the entire layout. I'm going to have to scrap it and start all over again. 100 times better. Thank you very much for pointing out. I did have a look the other day and I thought maybe because I wasn't looking at the correct resolution, it was looking a bit weird. So it's been a bit balked for a bit, but anyway, we're back to it now. So as for the Deathwing, you're not a fan of Dark Angels. Neither am I. However, I'm going to add the however. I will read this and then we'll get to the however. The greatest exemplars among the mysterious and unyielding Dark Angels of the Deathwing. Each a skilled veteran, they're led by heroes of 1,000 battles, clad in Terminator armor and hefting powerful weapons taken from the chapter's most sacred armories. Belial, Grand Master of the Deathwing, commands 15 Terminators. 10 of these are existing multi-part Terminators accessorized in classic Deathwing style with 2 Dark Angels upgrade frames, while the other 5 are the indomitable Deathwing Knights, unstoppable juggernauts armed with mighty heirloom weapons. The box also contains Codex Supplement Dark Angels, a 96-page book containing the rules and background for the Dark Angels and featuring a unique cover. You also get 20 datasheet cards covering every unit in the Codex Supplement and 2 transfer sheets with over 200 transfers each. That is quite a lot. Ish. I don't know what the price is if you're checking out this video basically on Monday onwards. I will put the prices in the comment section below, and I will pin that comment to the top so you'll be able to see the price for this and anything coming up for pre-order next Saturday, as per usual. Now, I am tempted to get this box set. There is a reason for it, and I'm going to share that reason right now. Hashtag content is the main reason. I'll be able to do an unboxing video. So I'll be able to do an unboxing video, right? So that's a video right there. That's hashtag content, right? Great stuff. So I am in the process of trying to do my Ultramarines first company. Like that is I'm going to hopefully try and work on that a little bit in February and have that as my sort of March from McCrag content. I'll be trying to build it as much as I can. And that will become both blog posts and March from McCrag content in general for social media. So what I would do is for this box set, do an unboxing video, take the Terminators for myself, turn them into a sweet, sweet Ultramarines, which is a great thing. I would sell the Codex. I've got zero interest in that. I would sell the what are those things? The transfers. Although I'll be doing commissions in the future, people will be providing transfers themselves, so I don't need those either. I would sell the upgrade sprues. Zero interest in those. I would sell. I think I might keep Belial. I might keep Belial there. Hell yeah, Ultra for the win. Yeah, exactly. So I think I would be keeping 10 Terminators and Belial. The Codex would be sold. Transfers would be sold. With those data cards? What is this? Yeah, datasheet cards. Okay, so I'd be selling Codex, datasheet cards, transfers. I would probably sell these Terminators, although they might be fun to do as a... They might be fun to do as a sort of painting project for YouTube. I think it would really just be better for my sanity just to sell those instead. I may paint Belial and do a future painting video on that. Potentially. I have looked at this miniature a little bit more. I'm going to have another look. There's something about him, like the torso area, it's covered in a robe. I think it looks a bit meh. Now, I don't really know what I would do to replace that, but it just looks a bit weird. Roundabout there. I wish maybe there's a larger image we can find to have a look at that. So yeah, I think I'll be trying to get this box set, doing an unboxing video, and I will be selling these things via my gloriousminiatures.com website rather than eBay. That is the plan. So if you got interest in these geezers, transfers, Codex, then that will be a thing. However, as always, it will come down to the price at the end of the day. But there we go. So that is that. I must say that the upgrade sprues, they do have these plasma blasters, plasma guns, and these watchers in the dark, which is quite neat. If the upgrade sprues go more in that direction, obviously the Black Templars one was good or great. This one looks like it's even better. So once I get around to doing a proper chapter like the Ultramarines, hopefully we can get a really good upgrade sprue like that. And then we can scroll down. Crusade Pariah Nexus. Haven't we already had something like this? This is Crusade though. Okay. Explore the Nephilim anomaly while the Necrons attempt to hide it away from the prying eyes of the Imperium in Crusade Pariah Nexus. This is the second Crusade narrative expansion for the current edition of Warhammer 40,000. It's 120 pages, are filled with scene-setting background lore and thematic rules for use in your Crusade games, including Crusade relics, battle traits, Crusade blessings and agendas, plus rules for salvaging Blackstone fragments and creating unique Blackstone upgrades. You'll also be able to order a collector's edition version, limited to just 600 copies, with gold foil text, printed page edges, and a black ribbon page marker. Okay then. So that is a sort of blinged up version. I thankfully don't think I'll be getting this. I'm not too worried about it. But 600 copies? Is there... I don't know. I guess there's interest in it, right? Then we're going to scroll down to Adeptus Titanicus. Aha! Here we go. So, we got some dice. Determine the outcomes of your games of Adeptus Titanicus in style with these 2 sets of 20 dice, available in Loyalist and Traitor colours. Each contains 1 reactor dice, 1 hit location dice, 1 scatter dice, 2 d10s, 6 order dice, and 9 regular 6-sided dice. The Loyalist dice featuring an Imperial Eagle on the 6th face, and the Traitor dice, the Eye of Horus. I've got to say, out of these two, I think I much prefer the naughty side rather than the good side. Is that based on the... I think it may be, Reno. I think it may be based on the Warhammer Plus, but we don't do Warhammer Plus here, so I don't know. I am tempted to do my own set of dice, by the way. I have looked at some prices for custom dice. There'd be 20mm dice with basically my new logo bar. So what you see below me is basically the skull and the painting hands with the paintbrushes. I think it would probably be that as the 6 dice, the 6 side of the dice, and then I think adding Inglorious Miniatures on top of that is probably a little bit too much. I think the skull itself is going to be a bit of a struggle, but we'll see. So I am looking at some custom dice and also some other custom merch going into this year. I've been looking for a while, but I've got to come up with a couple of alternate designs for some things as well. And then we're going to scroll down to Warhammer the Horus Heresy Legions Imperialis. Titan Legios transfer sheets. Okay, this is on a scrolly bad boy. So, let me just read this. Cover your god engines in the glorious livery of 5 Legios Solaria, Metallica, Vulpa, Ataris, and Astorum, with these returning transfer sheets, each packed with detailed emblems and insignias designed for every size of Titan, from Warhound to Warbringer. These transfers can be used on miniatures for Adeptus Titanicus and Legions Imperialis. So, I am tempted to not get these. I have not purchased any Titanicus stuff or Legions Imperialis yet. As I said a few times, I will get a Titan in the future to paint. I get a Reaver Titan so I can practice, like rough out a scheme for my 40k Reaver Titan that I will eventually build. But I also like the idea of the Psi Titans. So, who are these? Astorum? Ugh. Not really my jam. Scroll up a smidgen so I can actually... Ooh, crikey, read. Ataris. Vulpa. I like the idea of this, like, sort of ivory and red. What do we got here? We got Metallica. Okay. Verging into some hazard stripes right here. Solaria. I don't think I like Astorum very much. Ataris is okay. I like the axes. and that sort of stuff. And I think I probably like Vulpa probably the best out of these ones, but that's just me. So we can scroll down from here. Ooh, you got an omnibus, folks. This one's called Yarrick, the Omnibus. Commissar Sebastian Yarrick is a legend in the Imperium, a gifted officer of the Scroller Progenium. He has earned his many victories through ceaseless tenacity, including the Second and Third Wars for Armageddon. Yarrick, the Omnibus, collects all of David Annandale's stories into one handy tome. That's the novels Imperial Creed, The Pyres of Armageddon, and the novella Chains of Golgotha, alongside 6 short stories in paperback and ebook format. Now, if you are new to this channel, you won't know this, but I'm rather fond of an omnibus. I've got the Wordbearers one. I got the Wordbearers omnibus upstairs and the Night Lords omnibus upstairs. I'm currently reading the Minsker-esque omnibus. I have been struggling with that one a little bit, but I'm in the last book or novella bit of that before I go to the Wordbearers. So this would be a definite... I'll definitely be winking my eye at this particular purchase, even if it's nothing else this coming week. So that's this one. Sweet, wearing... I've completely forgotten his name now. What's that one orc he stole the power claw from? I'm completely blanking his name. Anyway. Or was it vice versa? I can't remember. Then there's Wolfblade, a Space Wolf audiobook by William King. Ragnar Blackmane has been exiled to Terra as punishment for the loss of the Spear of Russ, and is quickly embroiled in an assassination plot, the roots of which run to the very core of the Imperium. Not one for diplomatic tact, Ragnar falls back on the feral fury of the Space Wolves to foil the scheme. Wolfblade by William King will be available to pre-order in audiobook format for the first time ever. Gaz! Yes, it was Gaz. I believe it was Gaz Cole's pincer. Or am I just imagining things? I could well be imagining things on that front. Commissar Yarrick. Powerclaw? He took it from one... Okay, hold on. This is Reddit. I'm reading Reddit at the moment. Don't hate me. It is an orc power claw. I always thought it was Gaz's. I don't know if it necessarily is. You know, Gaz respects him. Yeah, I do know that as well. And is currently pissed off at Angron. As it was rumored that he killed him. I heard that as well. I had seen that as well. Yeah. I mean, I'd be a bit miffed if my greatest opponent had been killed by Angron. You know, the only person who can provide any decent sort of, you know, reason for going on all these wars, etc. I don't know. So that is that. This is, I must say, this picture of Ragnar back here, though, it's very interesting. I don't know how old this illustration is, but maybe he's been wearing a helmet, like one of those beaky helmets, for way too long, and it sort of squashed his face a little bit too much. The Fall of Cadia, the French edition, part 2, is right here. Too epic and sprawling to be contained in one volume when translated into French. Part 2 of Robert Rath's Fall of Cadia novel will be available to pre-order in paperback and ebook formats. This book covers the legendary assault on the Imperium's foremost defensive world from the viewpoints of the Astra Militarum forces on the ground and the commanders who are organizing the war. Yeah, I've not read this one. It's sort of covered a little bit in The Minsk-esque omnibus I'm reading right now, but not a huge amount. And as always, I'm glad they're doing a French translation, and I know they do German. I'm slightly confused. I haven't seen any Spanish editions, which is very strange. I don't know if they're completely ignoring all the Spanish speakers or what. Maybe I'm missing it, but they never seem to talk about it. So that is a good thing, though. And what else we got? We got Koyo, whatever that is, mystery pin sets. Okay. All right. Add flair to your coats and bags with these new mystery pin sets from Koyo, the 3rd series for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and the 4th series for Warhammer 40,000. The Age of Sigmar set contains 13 pins, 12 with different designs, based around the runes marks of the mortal realms and cities of Sigmar, made of struck iron, and 1 rare chaser with gold finish. The Warhammer 40,000 set contains 13 pins, 12 with different designs with various factions of Warhammer 40,000, and a rare chaser with a gold finish. Okay, all right, so you've got the Yorkshire Rose here, basically. Very nice, in gold as it should be. So what have we got here? We've got Tau things, Eldar, Iron Warriors, more Eldar, some random squiggles that I can't quite make out or understand, an orc thingy-majiggle. Okay, and a whole bunch of squiggles. I got no idea what's going on here. That must be the Age of Sigmar. And those are the pins. I got zero interest in those. But okay. Then we got the Warhammer Plus stuff, which we don't really look at here on this channel. So that is that, really. Now, I do wonder if... What's his name? Belial. Okay. So I was looking at this miniature the other day, and I was just thinking that with this robe on his torso, it just looks a bit weird. I'm hoping it's one of those situations where the photo they've taken isn't necessarily the best angle, although looking at the way he's looking down the bolter right there, he's got his sword like that. This does look like it could well be one of the prime sort of angles to photo this mini from. But this bit of robe over his torso does look a bit strange. It seems to be... It just looks odd. Now, I know they're supposed to be covered with robes and stuff like that. It just looks odd, is all I'm going to say. However, saying that, from the box set, he does have a majestic cape. That goes without saying. And you can either get the berobed head or the bare head, so to speak. So I may keep this, if I purchase that box set, I may keep this one as a sort of YouTube painting video, or indeed a private video for people who sign up to the paid membership site on my website once that's up and running. And then you get these. Ooh, these guys are coming out separately, aren't they? These, what are these? Inner Circle Companions. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are in here? Is it 6 of them? 5? I mean, now is probably the good time to get into Dark Angels if that's going to be your jam. It's not going to be my jam. However, look at this majestic sprue. That is... You get 2 of those within this army box set that's coming up for pre-order this coming week. And also, if you do consider doing that, do consider using my Element Games link, which should be appearing in chat anytime right now. Otherwise, you can check in the description below this video. There is an Element Games link using my affiliate link. It does not increase the price for you, but it does help support the channel every time you use it. And indeed, use that code when it comes to like the crystal things. Night Lords with wings. This is a pretty good expansion thingy. Upgrade sprue. You got a Terminator bit there. You got a Terminator bit here. You got Raven Wing bike thing. Various Terminator shoulder pads. Aggressor or Gravis shoulder pads. Regular Intercessor shoulder pads. So yeah, there's a lot. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Majestically jumped. Anyway. This is what we're talking about in today's stream. You're loyal to Bobby G, as you should be, Reno, as you should be. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to sort of building my first company. I was hoping we might be in a situation where I could be painting in March, but that's wishful thinking. However, I do have the second half of my second company to paint up for Ultramarines. And obviously next March from a Crag, hopefully I can start working on my first company, which would be a great thing. I think on on my YouTube channel, which is where we are right now, I will be doing a fair amount of army painting. I've got my Imperial Fist Armored Spearhead for Horus Heresy army to paint. I've got my Death Guard army to paint. I've got a few more Tyranids to do. And I've got various other bits. And I've also got a custom chapter I want to work on as well for sort of 40k. On top of that, I've got my Bretonnians and all the scenery. There's so much stuff I want to do. I'm just concerned there's never going to be enough time to do everything. So, what's up, Gabba? How you doing, dude? What's cracking? Bobby G. What? Bum's Books. He's an excellent writer. He's an excellent, exquisite. Writes some exquisite words. So we have had a little chat about the absolute palaver that happened for pre-orders yesterday. If you're trying to get to the GW website, it was a complete and utter disaster trying to get there. I'm very glad I didn't have to, or I didn't have any sort of skin in that game. I feel miffed, to put it very mildly, that the people who legitimately wanted those books didn't manage to get them and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of things. If as I said before, if you're watching this video on sort of, well, I don't know, this coming week, do check the comments below. I will be posting the price for the Deathwing Assault box set as soon as it appears, and I'm awake on Monday. That will be the top pinned comment, so you'll be able to see how much this box set costs. Terminators, I can't remember how much they are in this to purchase. It's 15 Terminators, a character, 2 upgrade sprues, book. How much was the Black Templars box set? Was it 120? When isn't it? It's very true, Gabba. Yeah, it was a complete and utter disaster. Thankfully I don't have any, as I said many times, I don't have any skin in the game when it comes to the limited edition. I did, when I woke up, I thought, I'll have a look. I'll see what's what. I did drop into Warhammer.com at I think 11 or probably 11:30, somewhere between there. And the queue said like a minute to begin with. Then it was 2, I think. Then it was 11. Anyway, 3 hours later, I finally got into the website, and by then I'd forgotten what I wanted to look at in the first place. So yeah, it was an utter disaster. GW really need to fix it. It's I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to even consider suggesting. Something along the lines of, definitely cancelling those multiple orders that certain people have put up. If you've been on Twitter or x.com or whatever you call it, you'll have seen probably certain people posting clips of them apparently buying sort of 10 copies of the book and then selling it on eBay for £300 or £350. Their site is so bad. Yeah. It's not great. I do struggle with it. It's honestly, I thought it was good before. Like, obviously they needed to, what's happened? Add some kind of queuing system to it to sort of sort out these issues when these limited editions were released, etc., and like new editions of 40k and all that kind of jazz. Some sort of system needed to be implemented, but what they've done is a complete disaster. I did say earlier that someone did comment about them being able to share queue IDs and basically queue positions with other people is a major issue. But I'm not a fan of this. We've certainly not discussed this, but so if I go to Ultra Lads, like I don't know, maybe I'm not using their website properly, but if I want to filter it, like I only get these filters right here. If I filter the Ultramarines, I can only get this sort of filter going on. And like if I press, I can clear it, but it doesn't do that. And then if I press back, it takes me right back to the beginning, which is just a pain. Unless I'm doing something incorrect, which I wouldn't be surprised, but you know, who knows. Their price is super expensive now also. GW is going to be a joke. Yeah. I'm just glad I bought all my Marines ages ago and I've enough to paint for years. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Gabba, from a hashtag content point of view, I am tempted, I have said I might be tempted to get the Deathwing Assault box set. But only because I'm wanting to build up my Ultramarines first company. So I'll be using 10 of those Terminators for to turn into basically Ultramarines, which will be sweet. And then I'll be selling the codex, the upgrade sprues, the transfers, the 5 fancy Terminators, and I'm not sure about Belial yet. I might sell him. I probably should sell him just to recoup the majority of that money back again. It'll sell out super fast, yeah. Because I've got no personal interest in Death Guard in Dark Angels, but I can make an unboxing video from it, and I can get a couple of squads of Terminators from it to basically at a slightly cheaper rate than I'm already going to have to pay. That makes sense. But yeah, so I've got that all sorted out. I am going to be printing out various armies for the old world via my website. I've got I don't know what army I'm going to print. Potentially Tomb Kings. I might just do my own, print those out because I almost purchased that box set. Yeah. And then via my website, I will be doing painting videos for people who join up for the paid membership price. I'll be doing specific videos based on stuff I'm selling, like the prints that I sell. I think that is a plan. What's everyone else up to on this Sunday evening, by the way? Let's kind of let me locate my face again. Where is it? Oh, just chatting. Strange. This image here seems a lot larger than the. I know it's like the actual image is like it's less cropped. I think I might have cropped the other one a little bit too much. And also the live chat is not working again. which is a fantastic thing. I just love it so much. It's a complete disaster. Every time I stream, I have to sort of copy and paste the pop-out chat thing into where it needs to go, and half the time it doesn't seem to work. So, yay for YouTube streaming. But we'll get there in the end. And so, coming up this week, what do we got? We got Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger. I will be playing 7 Days to Die on those 2 days. I do a Thursday stream here on YouTube where we look at the Horus Heresy - Old World stuff coming up. There's at 2 p.m. That's just a short... Well, maybe I should change that to 2:30, in fact. I don't know. It's a very short stream. We do that, and then we do a move swiftly over to Twitch again to do a gaming stream of some variety. I'm currently sort of doing Hitman, World of Assassination missions and stuff like that. And then we do a Friday stream at 7 p.m. where I'm currently doing a playthrough of Far Cry 3, which I've not played basically since it came out. See, that live chat should have populated with words, and for some reason it hasn't. It's terrible. So like I've been saying, this entire layout, and indeed probably the one over on my Twitch stream, both those layouts I think are going to be scrapped for very basic ones until I figure stuff out. Waiting for your tea that the missus... What are you eating? What's the food tonight, Gabba? Then you should play some more Monster Hunter World. Hey, I remembered. I am going to be playing tonight... Well, what I'm going to be doing after stream is probably getting some food at some point, but working a little bit on my website. I got to continue writing some bits for like the commission page, and then I got to play some Call of Duty. I've not played it in 2 days. I'm going through withdrawal. It's a terrible situation I find myself in, but there we go. I had very nice steak and kidney with mashed potatoes and broccoli today for lunch, which was delicious. Although I got to say, tonight where I am, we got flood warnings, so that's interesting. I saw that on my phone. Let me just double check because I don't know what's happened to them. Radars and maps. I don't know why I'm getting videos like news from America for weather. But apparently where I am, we got flood warnings. So hopefully that's not going to turn into a thing. But let me see. So I've done the Element Games thing. I'm going to I'll do my website suggestions. I am working on a membership area to that right now as well. So I will be able to, hopefully next week we can make that happen. Then I just really need to start making content for it as soon as I'm able. The entire website is going to have an update once the store goes live, but that won't be until the studio is basically made. So that's several months away. So I got a bit of wiggle room. That is that. I do have Discord, which might work. That link. There is a subscriber only bit, which I will attach to my website as well. So there'll be, if you subscribe there, you will get access to the subscriber only bit there. But there is also a public bit as well. So that is that. What else do I have? Oh, I'm going to link the throne as well. And the ridiculous... Is that going to work? It might not work. Whatever. I got a couple of ridiculous things on there and a couple of slightly less ridiculous things, but whatever. That is that. I'm very irked that the live chat is not appearing. Like, I'm very, very irked about that. So much so that I'm going to quickly see if I can... Why is this just refusing to work? Also, why I do find it very frustrating that I have to do this every single time, unless I'm doing something really, really daft. But having to put in the browser link every single time just seems utterly bizarre to me. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I've got my coffee to drink. We've had our Sunday preview. So it is the Dark Angels. Do consider using my Element Games link, affiliate link, if you'd like to, if they have it in stock, that is. Do consider using that. It will help the channel out massively. As they say, every little helps. Saving it to your toolbar as your default address on Element Games is the real power move right there. And that's basically all I got to say. I'll be streaming over on Twitch tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time for some 7 Days to Die. I think I've got a Horde night coming up, which is going to be terrible. I got some stuff to do for my webpage now, get some food, finish my coffee, and relax. I hope everyone has a magnificent rest of the weekend. If I don't see you on Twitch, I'll potentially see you on my Thursday YouTube stream at 2 o'clock UK time. And if you go and watch any of my other videos, there are many of them. We are still pushing on towards the 3,000 watch hours that we need for the first sort of step in monetization. We're only 300 hours away, so do consider watching as many videos as you like. You can mute the tab, but muting the actual video basically makes it not count. So anyway, do consider that. It's all a great help. I will see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.